Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn about the differences between research method and research methodology and what is meant by research method and research methodology. So now let's get started. So first we will know about what is meant by research method. A research method refers to the specific techniques or tools used to gather and analyze the data. It is the how of research. So research method means the method that we are using to know the solution of a particular problem statement. Suppose my problem statement is I want to know the age of the people who are doing more online shopping. So I want to know the person's age who are doing the online shopping. So for this problem statement I will follow some techniques or tools to gather the data for this particular problem statement. We know that the research process has 10 different steps. That is a problem statement, literature survey, research design, hypothesis testing, data collection, and sampling design, report writing. So these are some of the research process steps. So we have to follow these particular steps, right? So here, for the problem statement that I have taken for to know the age of the persons who are doing online shopping, so I can do the different data collection techniques. So we have two types of data collection techniques. That is, first one is the primary data collection and second one is the secondary data collection. So in the primary data collection, we can collect the data using surveys, interviews, schedules, right? Focus groups, interviews, experiments, like that, right? So in this manner we can collect the data. So that is the primary data. So I can conduct some interviews or surveys or schedules by selecting certain sample group, by taking a sample, right? Or else I can take the already existing data, that is the secondary data. So existing data is the or historical data is the secondary data. So I can collect the existing data and I can tell that so most of the youth were using the online shopping, or by conducting the interviews or surveys I can tell that the youth or the people with between the age 20 to 40 were using the online shopping, were purchasing the goods through the online shopping, right? So here I have two types of techniques, that is primary data collection and secondary data collection. So I can go either through interviews or through surveys or through scheduling or through data analysis or through secondary data collection techniques. So there are number of paths to reach the solution, but so we have to select a particular path which will give you the accurate solution, right? So here the research method is the path that we are selecting to reach the solution, or the technique that we are using to find a solution for a problem statement. So these are some of the methods for the research methods, that is surveys, interviews, observation, experiments, and document analysis. Research methods may be understood as all those methods or techniques that we are using for conducting the research. So thus it refers to the methods the researchers use in performing research operations. All those methods which are used by a researcher during the course of studying his research problem are termed as a research method. So it only tells about the how of research, right? So how the data is collected, how the data is collected, either through interviews or surveys or schedules or through the secondary data collection. So it denotes the how of the research. Next one is the research methodology. Research methodology encompasses the overall approach, framework, and theoretical underpinnings guiding the research process. So it is the why and what of the research. So we know that the research method means how. So how we are reaching the solution, right? So in which path, in which method we are using to reach the solution. but the research methodology tells that what and why of the research. Right? It will give the overall framework for the research. So it will give a theoretical framework on the research. Right? So it will denote the why and what of the research. Like what is the research question, what are the research objectives, and what is the theoretical framework that we are using in the particular research problem, and what data will be collected and how it will be analyzed. Okay, and how will the findings be interpreted and communicated. So what is the research question, that is the research problem we are taking, and what are the research objectives. So each problem will be having some certain objectives or goals, right? So what are the objectives that we have to define for the research methodology, and what theoretical framework will be used, right? So for research in any field, so we have to follow this research process steps, that is the 10 steps, right? So we have the problem formulation, next literature review, and research design, hypothesis testing. So we have to follow all these steps for research in any field. So it may be in social sciences or humanities or arts, or in physical sciences or in medicine or in commerce, law, in any field. So a researcher has to follow this research process steps. So that's why research methodology gives the overall framework or overall theoretical framework of the what and why of the research. Okay, what data will be collected and how it will be analyzed, and how the findings will be interpreted and communicated. So what kind of data is collected here, and how it will be analyzed, how will the findings be interpreted and communicated. So here the research method is a part of the research methodology. So the research methodology will provide a overall framework of the research, but research method is a technique or a tool that we are using in finding a solution. So we can use different techniques or tools to reach a solution, right? So we can consider the different tools to solve a problem, but we have to select a particular technique that will give a optimal and accurate solution, right? So that's why so based on the method, reaching the solution will be dependent, and the methodology will be overall framework. So now let us see the differences between methodology and methods. The research method versus research methodology. In the research method, some specific techniques or tools were used, whereas in the research methodology we are defining a overall framework or a theoretical underpinnings. So research methodology will give the overall framework. Research method aims at finding solutions to research problems. So it aims at finding the solutions to the research problems. So which method or technique will be better to reach the solution. But in the research methodology, it ensures the employment of correct procedures to solve the problem. So here the research methodology provides different procedures to solve the problem, and the researcher has to find a particular method, a research method to solve a problem. Okay, so it is providing number of solutions to solve a problem, number of procedures to solve a problem, and the researcher will select particular research method to solve the problem. Right. It is the techniques and tools by which you research a subject or topic. So each researcher will consider a different technique and he will be having a different ideology over the particular subject. But in the research methodology, it explains and justifies the techniques and tools by which you may proceed with your research. So it will justify. So whatever the assumption is there in the researcher mind, so it will be justified by using the research methodology techniques, and to proceed to reach the solution of the problem. determines the reliability and validity of the research findings. It determines the reliability and how much it is valid. The research findings, how much it is valid. It will be told by the research method. Whereas the research methodology determines the overall validity and soundness of research. So research method is a subset of the research methodology, whereas the research methodology it contains the entire research process, the entire steps in the research process. It is specific to a particular research project or study. Right? So it is a specific to a particular research project or study. So it will be specific. Okay. So for example, we have taken the to know the age of the persons who are doing online shopping. Right. So we are selecting a particular technique for this problem statement, and for the different problem statement we can take different techniques. So the techniques will be dependent on the problem statement or the particular study, whereas the research methodology it is applicable across different research projects and studies. So we can apply this research methodology to all the research projects and studies. So it may be from different fields. So we can apply this research methodology for different fields like medical sciences, law, commerce, social sciences, and in engineering, humanities, management. In the different fields we can apply the research methodology. So that is all about the research method versus research methodology. Hope you understand the video well. Thank you for watching.